Whoa guys, looks like I got some explaining to do. So right here we have homemade shoes that will hack your biomechanics and make you jump higher. Just a resistance band and some old tennis shoes. So basically I was trying to come up with ways to hack your posterior chain and your jumping muscles using a resistance band. At first I was trying to go around the knees and like find a way to basically increase my knee flexion. That was kind of getting iffy, you know, resistance bands all over my body and stuff. But then I thought for a second like, hey, what if I could come up with a way to get my foot to push down really quickly? That's called plantar-flexion. Plant that foot down. So go like this, you know, increase my calf muscle strength with a mechanical hack basically. So in a nutshell, basically what I finally came up with is a simple lever system basically. So I think that what the fulcrum would be at the heel, correct me if I'm wrong, because basically this is supposed to like, you know, be where it rotates like that. I don't look this stuff up, I just make it up as I go. So how I got this to work, old pair of tennis shoes, right? First thing I did was cut 2 holes in the tennis shoes in the front by the toes so I get the resistance band to go through there, and I wanted to bring it through the inside so my feet would go over the top of it. As you can see, the resistance band goes through the inside. Now, I guess the fulcrum, I needed it to be at the heel so I could, you know, pull my heel up and plant my toes down when there was an increase of tension on the resistance band, which there would eventually be when it would be around my shins. And I fed the resistance band through that. To tie it together, I just used a piece of a cheap resistance band. I just kind of cut a little piece off, tied it together in the front there. And then in the back, I didn't need to tie it together because it was just everything coming around like that, S1. Now with this, I needed this to basically have tension, right? So I needed this resistance band to be stretched out and holding onto my leg to increase that plantar flexion. Now when I pulled it around in the front, to the front of my shin, I found like that was probably the best way to get the best fulcrum. Yeah, the only problem I want to say is this actually really hurt the shins.
Ow. Taking all my hair off.
So what I did was I put on some long socks. Initially putting them on, you could feel it pulling your feet into plantar flexion. It was like, you know, it's definitely easier to jump. The first initial test in my room, it felt bouncier. Like my feet felt bouncier. I'm not gonna lie, it felt bouncier.
Whoa. Oh, dude, I think I can definitely jump higher.
But I put on some long socks and I tried to get this going up my shin, but I needed to secure it in place. So I put this sock around there, and the sock, basically what you do is you fold this sock like this, put your foot through the sock, and then through the resistance band, and then into the shoe, pull this up the leg, and then you put the sock around your calf muscle, and it kind of holds it steady and holds it still up there. Now obviously there's probably a better way to do this, but you know, this is a hack, you know, I don't got time for that. You know, I'm certain you could rig something up better than a sock, seriously, but then again, you could rig something up better than just cutting holes and tying it together with yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of slipping down at first a little bit, and it was kind of hard to hold it on, so I just, you know, I taped it. Yeah, I used Gorilla Tape to tape it to my shin. But I put on some pants so it wouldn't tape to my skin, so it wouldn't be like I'm waxing myself every time I pull a piece of tape off. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the same resistance bands. I just have one kit, one set, so my left foot is actually using a more heavy-duty resistance band than my right foot. And preferably for this, because the right one, you know, it's a little bit smaller, it actually works better because your foot fits in there more. Now, as you can see, I'm basically just standing on the resistance band, so I try to flatten it out or try to push it to the side in the shoe, so I can get my foot in there and still be somewhat comfortable. But this isn't about comfort, it's about performance. This is an interesting feeling. It was like ding, ding, ding. It's like I had springs on my feet, but I was still on the ground. Oh, like I was on a trampoline, but the trampoline was hard. Feels like your feet are hyperactive, you know? Because it's like moving your foot into a position and like wanting to hold it there. And you know, you just kind of put your weight on it and you go into a normal stance when you put your weight on it. Like it's not super tight. But then when you jump, you feel it helping your plantar flexion. Did it actually make me jump higher? So taking it outside, doing a hack job backyard test, actually in the front yard, actually on the driveway, you can see when I jumped, it felt like I might be getting higher, but it felt like the hang time was pretty close to the same as when I jumped without the shoes. If I did jump higher, it was probably like a half a centimeter, not gonna lie. I even cheated the cheat. See, on this jump right here, without the resistance bands activated, so without the system activated, I was more of a straight body. Over here, I kind of bent in more, so it kind of made me look like I jumped higher, but we're just gonna say the answer there is inconclusive. However, though, check this out. When I did the backflip, something looked a little more floaty about that one. You can't really cheat a backflip, you know? I mean, I could milk it in the beginning, but I wasn't doing that, all right? I was giving it full effort on both of these. Yeah, they still sucked, I know. First of all, looked a little more floaty with the device activated, but second of all, look at this. Maximum height, right here. Now, would you look at that? Basically using the garage door as a reference, but with the camera at approximately the same angle, and I know it moved a little bit, but approximately the same angle, you can see it looks like an inch or two higher on the apex of the backflip. Now if you're like, oh man, maybe the camera angle was messing it up, but hold on a second, we're looking at total hang time here. Look at this, very closely. I'm actually coming down first on the side without the device. I'm touching down first, boom, touching down, and then my device side is touching down. And I'm not doing this by bringing my knees in more. Look, you can see I'm landing exactly the same. So that's telling me I was actually having more hang time with the device. Could this actually be a sign that it's working? Yeah, I know there's a lot of other variables that could be tweaked and changed that I might not even know I'm doing that could play into making it seem like the device worked better. But you know what, it's a hack and it's a backyard experiment, so what do you expect, kids? So in backyard experiment conclusion, it worked. See, the best part about this is if you actually made a device that did this, it would be so secretive. You know what I mean? People wouldn't necessarily see it on you. They wouldn't like see this giant like stilt or like these spring moon shoes. No, it would just look like your feet. But the device would be concealed on the inside of your pants. And it's like, dude, how does this dog jump so high? You know what I mean? Like, bam, if you really improved it, you know, that's what I'm hoping, that's what I'm thinking. You could make a device that could like, just really have some spring in it. And you could be like, doing, doing, doing. And you know what, heck, use resistance bands so it doesn't give it that springy like sound. So it would just be like, oh man. And then eventually I think the problem would be having the foot, you know, the foot would be going like too much like this. Heck, it could even like snap your ankle after a while, or maybe you could just get like bone problems. So you need to create like some device that like stops your foot from going past this point. So you need some kind of block in the device so you can, you know, do the plantar flexion, but not go too far to where you start getting like ankle problems. If someone really got behind it and actually made it comfortable and really increased the spring power, if you could bring up that elastic power even more than this, you could have something there like really insane. It'd be like jumping around on a trampoline anywhere you go. Think about that, without having to wear like huge bulky equipment, because you know they make like moon shoes and like power stilts, power risers, which are super awesome and super cool, but they're usually so bulky. This would be sleek and hidden, man, increasing your own biomechanics. You could hide this up in your pants. I'm serious. People wouldn't even know. You know, if you got rid of this or just taped that or made a better device where it's just attached on the inside of the shoe, you know, someone with a factory could do this. You know what I'm saying? Pygmy pumps. Yeah, what do you think? Name. Good name? No, all right. So it just got nice out here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it was entertaining. Hope it was educational. Hopefully it sparked some creativity. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm thinking about a ton more resistance band hacks. So I'm very excited about that. Hope you guys all have a good one. Peace. I'll see you all in the next video.